Apple's smartphone market share increased by 20% in Q1 of 2022, which is 15%, which is in comparison to last year, 15% in Q1 of 2021. And Samsung came in second, where its market share increased by 9.09% from last year. In the report produced by Berga, they elaborated that the growth is likely due to a few factors, including disposable income, development of telecom infrastructure, and the emergence of budget-specific smartphones. We've seen in the past a bunch of different iPhone ranges come out, and with Apple events, and they have basically different budgets for different phones for different people's budgets and different considerations that come with it. That being said, the smartphone market is still facing its fair share of challenges, including shortage in production components, price inflation, and overall economic instability. With shortage in supplies being the main hurdle in the market, this can be addressed by moving the manufacturing process in-house. Earlier you were saying that 20% is a big jump, but it was 15% at the same time Q1 last year.
Yeah, market share is a hard thing to get when you already are a dominant player in the market. I think, their Q1 numbers are good, yet their share price was down 5 or 6% last night.
Yeah.
The stocks took a tumbling yesterday. They were up the day before Apple. Apple's a great company. Like we saw Apple when, Tim Cook took over 10, 12 years ago. Apple was a good company, a great company, but now it's just continued, and it's the value extracted for investors over the last sort of 5, 6, 7 years has been incredible.
Yeah.
Famously, Warren Buffett started buying shares of Apple. He owns about 5 or 6%. He did that because after Steve Jobs passed away, when Tim Cook took over, they started paying out dividends. So when someone's paying out dividends and it's got a lot of cash, Warren Buffett likes it. So he's getting a lot of dividends. And in the last week's Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting, the famous one where a lot of people go to Omaha and they listen to Warren Buffett and name escapes me. Warren Buffett and his partner, it'll come to me. So they talk through everything, and Warren Buffett revealed that when the share price dropped in Q1 for Apple, he started buying more shares 3-4 days, and then it went back up. So he stopped buying. So like he's doing dollar cost average, like he's doing things that basic investors should do, but he's doing it at a massive scale. Because when he's got, say, 100 billion cash lying around, and he can deploy that cash, and he's got B-class shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway. So he's trying to buy things that he sees value in. And I'm sure if the price was right yesterday, he'll buy more Apple shares. Like it's a juggernaut. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. But again, the history of companies and the top 5 market cap in the world changes every 20 years. So, and Tim Cook's due to step down soon. There's rumors are the next products he's going to introduce, whether it's a glass or a car or whatever. But yeah, what do you think? Are you an Apple fan?
Definitely. I don't think there is anyone who isn't, but I think the increase in market share does come from the range that they've provided. They are typically more expensive phones, which means that them having all this range hits different incomes and people that can afford the not lower end phones, but the cheaper phones basically.
Yeah.
And with the market being so saturated with different competitors, or realistically there isn't many besides Samsung, people are noticing what can be provided through Apple that can't be in other places.
Yeah.
But that being said, there are phones on the lower end price-wise who have maybe a better camera or different features that aren't available with Apple, but people do stay committed and loyal due to the accessibility that comes with it.
There are a lot more smartphones now, a lot more manufacturers coming on. It's like automotive, Suddenly there's like 20, 30 different car companies or whatever that you can choose from, and if not more. And, I think smartphone in the future will go down that route. Like, we're talking about wearables and headsets and things. Exactly. Like, so you know, so that's why I'm surprised. It's good. Obviously, the company's doing well, but market share is a hard thing to do when markets are mature.
Yeah.
If there's only one or two players and the market's going like that, if it's an early market, you know, you can kind of take big chunks quite quickly, like kind of first mover. But yeah, fair enough. Good progress by Apple. And yeah, I need to upgrade mine soon, actually. I think that's a couple of years old and I can just feel it slowing down. That's one of their tricks, isn't it?
I was going to say, that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us today. Hala will be back with you next week on Monday. And that's it from us on Tech بالعربي.
Tech بالإنجليزي this week. Espoa. Yeah.
Only until next week.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.